Have you ever wondered why a perfectly safe crane girder can fall even when the stresses are much lower than the yield stress or steel? The answer is fatigue. In industrial building, crane girders are subjected to millions of load cycles during their service life. Therefore, checking only strength is not enough. We must also ensure that the girder is safe against fatigue. In today's video, we will learn fatigue design of crane girder as per IS 800 2007, understand stress range and also the ASN curves, and finally we will solve a complete design example. Okay, so let's begin. So what you have just seen is fatigue. So fatigue is a progressive formation of cracks in steel due to repeated fluctuation of stress, right? So a member may fail due to fatigue even if stress is below yield stress, even if stress is below permissible stress, and after a large number of load repetition, right? So this type of fatigue failures are normally occurs in crane girders, railway bridges or gantry girders, right? So now we will discuss about the provision that is made in IS 800, right? So according to IS 800 clause 13, fatigue verification is required for structure that is subjected to repeated loading, which you have just seen, right? And also the code recommends that we should determine the stress range. We should select the fatigue detail category and determine number of cycles, and then we have to find out the allowable stress and actual stress. We have to compare that. Now you may think, what is stress range, what is fatigue detail category, well, and also what is the number of cycle. Throughout this video we will discuss all about this technical term, so don't worry about that. So at the very first, the concept of stress range. Here you can see that at the very first point it was the stress range. So what is basically the stress range? From this name you can see there are two words. First one is stress, second one is range. So definitely we have to define a range of stress from A to B. And what is that A? This is the maximum stress, right? So here you can see during loading process, right, the stress of this girder, okay, it will bend. So the stress at this bottom flange is maximum during loading, and that is our sigma mx. And when there is no load, let's say there is no such load, then also there will be some stress due to its self weight, right? That is known as stress minimum or your sigma min. So if we simply take their range or max to mean, we get the stress range. Simple concept, right? The next our detailing was, technical term was fatigue detail category, right? So till now we have understood that stress range is very important for this type of structure, right? Now let's say this is a crane girder which is subjected to repeated loading, and here we have a plate girder like this. This is welded, and another category is also plate girder, but this is bolted, right? Here the connection is done by bolt like this. Now what do you think? The behavior will be definitely different in both the cases, in these two cases. So when we analyze the fatigue, we have to specify the detailing, whether this is welded, whether this is bolted, whether it's a simply T section, whether this is the I section. If this is I section, is there any extra plate at top like this? So based on the detailing criteria, the IS 800 have specified many type of detailing. For example, you can see if you go to the table 26, there are many type of detailing category 36, 150, 71, 100, 90, 112, 125. Like this, there are lots of category based on the detailing. So we are assuming that we have an I section and this is welded like this, and at the top also due to the rail we have extra plate, and code specify this falls under category 92. Okay, so you have now understood what is detailing category, and also you have understood what is stress range. Now it's time to understand what is ASN curve. This is very important because this is the backbone of any fatigue analysis, right? So basically ASN curve represent two factors. First one, the stress cycle, and second was fatigue strength, right? Again, you may ask what is stress cycle. The stress cycle simply when this is loaded, then it is subjected to a stress sigma max, then it travels, and finally it is unloaded, again it is subjected to sigma min. Again this is repeated, it is loaded, travel, unloaded, again loaded, travel, unloaded. So it is basically a cycle, right? So in your factory or in your shed, let's say the total stress cycle is defined. How it is defined? So in 365 days, let's say your plant operate for 320 days, and per day it has, let's say, 12 working hour, and per hour let's say there are for example 20 cycle. So if you simply multiply these things, you will get a number, that is your number of stress cycle. That means loading, travel, unloading, again loading, travel, unloading. So this is a cycle. Okay, so you have understood the stress cycle. So based on that number, definitely it will be a huge number, and that is why in the code it is plotted in the logarithmic table, right? So once you have this number, and now you have detail category. In our case it was 92. You can see here this is 92. So for this category the code suggests that at 5 into 10 to the power 6, this is the reference cycle. In this reference cycle you have to find out the stress. So corresponding to 92, it will come near about yeah, this is also 92. So this is 92. These are two parameter first. Okay, now you have to find out what is the allowable number of stress cycle. Okay, so now let's design or find out. So for example, let's say we have a crane girder, and I'm not going into the detailing of the crane girder. Let's say this is 12 meter span, and it's a, let's say wheel load is 200 kilonewton. So section modulus of the crane girder is, let's say this is I section, definitely with a top plate, and it is, let's say 8 into 10 to the power 6 mm cube. Got it? And number of load cycle during life, it is 5 into 10 to the power 6. Great. Our detailing category is 92, and grade of steel is 250. So based on the loading and span, you will get the moment, right? So maximum moment during loading will be 600 kilonewton meter, and once you divide this moment with section modulus, you will get stress, right? Because sigma is equal to m by z, and you will get calculation, it is coming as 75. And also after unloading, due to self weight, there will be some minimum stress. Let's say simply this is 10 MPa. So what is the stress range? Max minus min, that is 65. This is one important parameter. Okay, and we have n as 5 into 10 to the power 6, and corresponding to 92 detailing category, we had a value of ff, right? It is coming as 92 also. This is also 92 MPa, and code provide a formula, right? What is that? That is, let's go to the code first. Here it is, you can see in the code, this is the formula. Okay, so we have find out ff, this is 92, right? And fn is the normal stress, which we have find out as 65. So from in this formula we have find out these two parameter. So now we can find out nsc. What will be the formula for nsc? Let's go to, so we have this formula ffn and cubic root of 5 into 10 to the power 6 divided by number of stress cycle. So ff is now known to us. So this is the modified formula, and what is the value of fn here? This is 92, which we have find out corresponding to this stress cycle and corresponding to detailing category 92, and this is fn. Fn is simply this one. This is the stress range. So from this value we will find out the allowable stress cycle, 5 into 10 to the power 6 into, this is 65 by 92 cube. So you will get a value. Now if the operating stress cycle is greater than this allowable one, in that case the design is not safe. Always the operating stress cycle should be less than this one. Else what you have to do, from this formula, to increase this allowable stress cycle, what you have to do, this formula, this is clear. If we increase this denominator, that means if we increase this value, or if we decrease this one, that is stress range. Let's say we are interested to increase this one. Okay, so to increase this value, or to increase this nsc, what you have to do, we have to decrease this value. So to decrease this value, if we go back, what we have to do, we have to come down, right? That means we have to go for this type of detailing. So one way to increase the cycle, allowable stress cycle, you have to change the detailing category. Else what you can do, you can simply play with the stress range. That means if you have a different section modulus, the sigma max will be changed, so this value will be changed. Based on that you can change this value, right? So we have come to the end. So finally, to improve the fatigue life, from my end there are some design tips, that is, avoid sudden changes in geometry, provide smooth weld transition, avoid intermittent welds, and also you have to remember to reduce the stress concentration, right? And finally, use proper stiffeners. So as conclusion, in today's video we have learned the fatigue design procedure for crane girder, and this is purely as per IS 800. We have understood what is stress range, and we have also understood how to use the SN curves, right? So if you find this video useful, don't forget to like it.